Hello, it's Claire Witz here of Chimpology. If we have ever worked together, if I've ever given you training, or if you've ever read any of my blogs or watched my videos or been on social or anything like that, you've almost certainly heard me bang on about archiving your unsubscribers within Mailchimp and why that's so important. So the main reason is primarily that it's going to mean that Mailchimp will probably cost you less money. Unsubscribers are contacts who have at some point clicked on an unsubscribe link in one of your emails and withdrawn permission. They're still held within Mailchimp and they're still within your active audience, although you can't send them any email marketing. So if you sent an email to all contacts, it would only go to the subscribers. It simply won't send to the unsubscribers. However, when it comes to billing, they're still included within your total headcount. So there's a quick process that I suggest to do at least once a month, just to keep on top of it and mean that you're not paying more than you should do. So I'm just going to run you through how to do it. Now, the reason I'm doing this today, what's prompted it, is you may well have noticed that the contact screen within Mailchimp has changed. So the approach, if I've shown you how to do this before, you may well have gone onto it and thought, oh, nothing seems to be in the same place anymore. So I thought I'll walk you through how to do it on the new setup. But for those of you who've never done this before, and this is new information and the first time you've heard, I'm going to walk right back to the beginning. So I'm just going to share my screen to show you how to do it. Now, this is in my demo account, so I'm not showing any information that I shouldn't be. So you can see, hopefully your numbers are higher. Obviously, this is my test account, and the only people in here are me with lots of different email addresses. At the top of your audiences, you'll have two numbers. Now, the number that your Mailchimp billing is based on is this number here on the left. The number on the right is the number of people you can physically email when it comes to sending email marketing. Now, sometimes those numbers might be impacted if you have an e-commerce shop connected to your Mailchimp account and you're getting transactional customers across. But generally speaking, for the majority of businesses, it's going to look something like this. If those two numbers are different, it normally means that you've had some unsubscribers, and that means you have some housekeeping to do so that you're not paying over the odds. So you can see my unsubscribers are right at the top. I've hardly got any people in here. If I had hundreds, thousands of contacts, my unsubscribers are going to be dotted through my audience and potentially a bit difficult to find. So the first thing to do, if you haven't already got one, is to create a segment of your unsubscribers. Now, if you've already got one, it will appear on this list here. If you're not sure, I typed the wrong word in. If you type in the word unsub, it should normally find it for you if somebody's created one before. But I'm going to assume you haven't got one yet, so we're going to go right back to the beginning, and I'm going to create a new segment. Regular segment is fine. And then I need to scroll all the way down this select or search filter and find email subscription status. And if I click on that, it gives me some options over here. And what I want to do is just ring fence everybody who is an unsubscriber. So I'm going to select that first, and I'm going to get rid of the subscribers. And this will create me a segment of anybody that is an unsubscriber. Now, it's picked up the two that were right at the top of my list, but if you had any further down, it would automatically ring fence them within here. Now, I'm going to save this as a segment, and that means that it's always available for use. And if anybody unsubscribes in the future, they'll automatically be put into this segment and you'll be able to find them really easily. So the first thing I'm going to do is save this, and I always call mine admin in capital letters, unsubscribers, archive these. So I would suggest you call that the same. By having the word admin in capital letters, it tends to mean that it's also put near the top of your list of all of your segments. If you end up with lots of segments, normally it's alphabetical and it helps you to find it as well. So I'm going to save that. And I'm going to just clear this for now, and I'm going to show you where to find that. So at the moment, it is in there. Sometimes you have to refresh your screen. You'll go on here and it won't show as a saved segment. If that happens, just refresh your screen in your browser and then it will appear there. So sometimes there's a little bit of a lag there. So now whenever I notice that those two numbers are a bit different, all I need to do is go to View Segments, Admin, and Archive Unsubscribers, and click on that, and it will automatically ring fence anybody who is an unsubscriber. And the next thing I need to do is click on that little arrow at the top. I want to select all. So not visible, because if you've got lots of them, they'll go over onto the next sheet and you want to get rid of all of your unsubscribers. And then I'm going to click on those three little dots. So before, the old way of doing it, you would have had a button here that said, or something on your navigation menu that said Actions. You would have clicked on that, but that's disappeared now onto the new layout. So you need to click on your three little dots, click on Archive Contacts, and simply type in Archive, which is a kind of backup, fail-safe, just to make sure you're not accidentally doing anything. Has to be on all capitals. And it says here, yeah, I'm archiving 2 contacts, which is exactly what I want to do. And I click on Archive, and they automatically go. Now, if you've got lots of housekeeping to do, you can see they're not in my list anymore. If you've got lots to do, sometimes that can take a few minutes. If you've got a real lot, sometimes that can take an hour. But eventually, if you refresh a few times, those numbers should start to catch up with themselves. So that's how to do it. And then next time I go in, and they're in there too. Now, if you ever wanted to go back to your archive, it's unlikely you're ever going to want to find it, but it's basically like a back storeroom. And you can see under Manage Audience, it's View Archived Contacts, and you'll see that they would be in there. So I can, if I wanted, I can export that into a CSV file and put it directly onto my PC and do whatever I need to do with it. So that's how you find them. But I would get into the habit of doing that at least monthly, more regularly if you're doing some tidying up, or if you're on the brink of the next contact year and you want to just try and avoid going up and paying more for a while, for as long as possible, then I would get into the habit of doing that. If you've got any questions, get in touch. Website is www.chimpology.co.uk. And give me a shout if you need any help. Bye.